Hello and welcome back to the channel, and as well as welcome back to another episode of Astral Ascension. So, the last episode, we someone hired a mercenary to meet us. Apparently, they wanted to bribe us to drop the investigation, but we declined their offer, and yeah, we we're keen on continuing our investigation to find out the truth behind our dismissal. After that, since we're in Polaris, we decided to visit some of our old friends. But Zeke is currently in the union currently in the union area, so we can't meet him. But Helen, however, is available, so we drop by her place and have a chat. And the very next day, we had our beach episode. However, I don't know whether if we screwed up Luna's route, but I hope that we didn't. But I feel like it's more of a plot device. I think there's more plot to Luna's route than we thought. So I don't think we failed at the route, but it kind of threw me off guard. But yeah, and after the beach event, this is where we left off. The beach episode that is. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, the most we always have to have a beach episode in every single anime setting. But yeah, so I think we left off here. Yeah, we just have a very good day, so we just went back to bed. Yeah, I think we stopped right here. The next morning, I wake up feeling lighter than I have in weeks. It's starting out to be a good day. I hop out of bed and go through my morning routine, deciding to take it easy today. There are emails I still need to check and some general items to take care of. I'm not sure how much time has passed before I get a notification from Iris. It's a heads up that she secured our next mission and will be flying out tonight. We'll debrief in the evening and when she's back. We'll debrief in the evening when she's back from a client meeting. I'm feeling oddly excited by this news. There's something energizing about a new mission, and we're overdue for one. I'm curious to hear more, and I'm looking forward to the meeting later. First, I should visit Celeste and let her know I'll be gone for a bit. I always enjoy spending time with my sister, so I wish I wasn't leaving so soon. But at least I know I'm leaving her in good hands. I grab my things and head off the ship, quickly making my way to the transport station. The ride is becoming very familiar now, and soon I arrive at the hospital. As I enter the lobby, I freeze. Standing at the edge of the room is a figure I haven't met in a long time. Zeke? He spins and chuckles when he notices me.
Surprised to see me?
Obviously. I stride over and clasp him in a brotherly hug, which he warmly returns. What are you doing here? I thought you were still off-site.
I was, but after our call, I wrapped things up and warped back here as fast as I could.
Oh, that was quick. Considering, yeah. I think with that technology, traveling between space is really fast, apparently. Because of Celeste.
And you, of course. I know what a big deal this was, and I wished I could have been here to support you.
Thanks, man. I'm touched. Zeke has always looked out for me as a mentor and a friend. He grins.
I had a whole plan worked out, too. I was going to visit Celeste and have her call you to come by, and then we'd both surprise you.
Hold on, let me check something. Okay, sure. I think we're set with my stuff. Yeah, just a quick double check on something. He chuckles.
It's just like you to get the drop on me instead.
Well, default to the second option. Huh, blame it on my superior detective skills. You can't get the jump on me.
I wonder who would have taught you those skills.
Who remember these things? We laugh.
I'm assuming you came to visit Celeste.
I nod. My team just accepted a new mission and we fly out tomorrow, so I came to say goodbye.
Then I'm extra glad I caught you. Sounds like things are going well on that front too.
Yeah, I'm really lucky I have such a supportive team, and they've grown fond of Celeste too.
I know the feeling.
He chuckles and I grin. Why don't we both go in together and surprise Celeste?
I'd love to, but the staff won't let me through to visit.
That's strange. Let's sort that out. We're not entirely sure where the confusion lies in the system, but I'm able to get Zeke checked in as my guest. We still have to go through the sanitation procedure, but we're both very used to that process. In the past, he used to come by the hospital and surprise Celeste with little gifts. I noticed the bag he carries. He didn't come empty-handed this time either. Typical Zeke. Once his item is scanned and cleared, we make our way through the hospital hallways. We arrive at Celeste's room and I enter first. She's sitting in bed but looks energetic and alert. She smiles broadly at me. Favorite nickname? Hey, Celery.
Hi.
She pauses, racking her brain.
Rosa.
Oh. We both stare at each other before she quickly shakes her head. Yeah, that's the nickname back in the first game by our best bro friend. That's what he called us back in that first game.
Nope, never mind. That doesn't feel right at all.
You'll have to up your nickname game if you want one to stay. She nods. Anyway, I have a surprise for you. She sits up straighter.
Ooh, what is it?
Well, not what, who? I step aside to reveal my hidden guest. Celeste squeals excitedly.
Zeke!
Celeste!
He wraps her in a big hug and she squeezes him back.
He still calls you Celery?
She nods.
Any ideas on how I can get him to stop?
I don't think you can.
Zeke chuckles and she sighs.
And how is my favorite adventurer?
I'm good.
I heard you've been traveling recently.
Yes, actually.
She fills him in on her beach excursion and all the new experiences she had. Watching the two of them catch up feels like old times, as if nothing has changed. When the story is finished, Celeste tries to covertly peek behind Zeke's back. She also knows he never comes empty-handed. Zeke grins, noticing her looks.
Alright, you caught me. I have a little surprise for you too.
Celeste pretends to gasp.
You do?
I do. Ta-da!
He reaches into the bag and, with a flourish, pulls out a colorful bouquet of flowers. Celeste freezes, her smile becomes plastered on her face.
Oh, flowers?
Her confusion is palpable.
What's wrong with flowers? I thought you liked those.
Say what? Did I miss something? Oh, never mind.
I do. But I was expecting something different. Something closer to what you used to bring me.
You mean something like a coconut bun?
He grins and with another flourish he pulls out a box of fresh coconut buns from her favorite bakery. Her face lights up and her eyes only see the buns.
Yes, you were the best, Zeke! Did you know that?
It's always nice to be reminded.
She immediately reaches for a bun and takes a big bite out of it before sighing in contentment.
So yummy!
She offers the box towards us.
Have some too.
Well, I don't think it matters. Since she's offering, we're not gonna decline. Don't mind if I do. Before I can grab one, Zeke gives me a judging stare. He clearly bought these for Celeste, and I can get them anytime I want. It would be pretty insensitive of me to take one of my sister's favorite treats. On second thought, I'm actually pretty full from breakfast. Celeste looks at me curiously.
Are you sure?
I nod. Celeste takes another bite and wiggles happily.
I'm glad these are still such a hit.
Coconut buns are timeless.
Agreed.
As everyone settles down, I take another look at Celeste. You look a lot better, Celeste, even after our big day out.
Thanks. I thought maybe I'd be really tired, but it's not that bad. I still had enough energy to work on my music this morning.
That's great, and honestly, I'm relieved to hear you're doing much better, because unfortunately, I'll be heading off planet soon.
Oh, did Iris get you guys a new mission?
I nod. I'll hear more about it later, but we will be flying out tonight.
That's kind of exciting, right?
Yeah, but I didn't want to leave you until I knew you'd be okay.
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine, I promise. The doctors were even saying I could go on a second outing pretty soon again, if the treatment continues as expected.
That's great news.
Yeah, it is. I see Dr. Celio approaching, which is our cue to get going. He and I make eye contact and I nod. Dr. Celio is here, so we better head out. Celeste nods.
Don't forget to call me when you reach your destination.
I won't. She turns to Zeke.
Thank you for the coconut buns. And the flowers, too.
You're welcome.
We each give her a hug before we are ushered out of the hospital room. For once, I am able to leave feeling confident that Celeste will be fine. I hope her situation continues to improve and she can leave the hospital again. Maybe one day I can take her with me to travel around the stars. Yeah, let's just hope so. Once we're in the lobby, Zeke turns to me.
You're leaving tonight, huh?
Yeah,
Does that mean you've got some time to catch up with your old friend before you go?
of course. Where to?
The usual spot?
I nod.
Come with me then. I'll drive.
Oh boy, now I'm scared. He laughs.
Ha ha, real funny. Let's go.
I chuckle as I follow him out of the building. Zeke is parked in the back lot. He still drives the same car from when we were partners. I thought you have a fancy ride by now, Mr. Entrepreneur.
I wish. Most of my gigs are just glorified mall cops. I still have to build a reputation to get the higher end contracts.
Fair enough. He grins.
Besides, when I make bank, I'll be able to afford hiring my old partner.
I'll keep that in mind. I enter the passenger side, feeling the memories slide through the upholstery. How many times have I sat here before? Too many to count. Yeah, I'm looking up what. Yeah, I'm just looking up what the word meant. Zeke shifts the car in gear and we set off. I stare out of the window at the blur of plastic greenery. I already know the road we're going to take. Oh, a scene in the car. A background scene in the car. When we merge onto a side road, I grin. I wonder if Zeke remembers the last time we were here. I see your driving has improved. Zeke groans.
You're never gonna let me live that down, are you?
I laugh. Never.
That was so long ago, and we're alone on this road now.
Yeah, thank goodness. There was another car here with some hot girls. Who knows what kind of malfunctions you trigger next.
Hey man, it was one time and those girls were very distracting.
Distracting enough then that when you tried to play it cool and do the speed right off, you activated your emergency brakes instead, which then caught the attention of the local police. He groans again.
As if that wasn't embarrassing enough on its own. We got stuck with a cop who had a major complex.
Yeah, and he was really pissed when he asked for your ID and you gave him your IAP badge. He thought you were trying to show him up.
I really thought that would clear things up faster. How was I supposed to know he tried to get into IAP twice and failed both times?
I chuckled at the memory. It's funny now, but I remember the crisis and panic we felt back then. I don't even remember where we were going.
To the concert.
Oh yeah, that was the night you met Mary, wasn't it?
Yep, the damn cop made us late, so we missed the opening act, which was the band we wanted to see in the first place.
But Mary was late too because she got a flat tire and her phone was dead, so she walked the rest of the way to the venue.
It was a good 5 miles or more. She was so sweaty, dusty, and out of breath when she ran to us.
Fast forward a bit and look at the two of you now. Happily married. Oh, so he's married as well. I kind of forgot about that. Or it wasn't mentioned previously, but we all know Helen is already married with 2 kids.
I'm a lucky guy.
Default to the second option? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick the second option whenever I can, so the next time we encounter this scene in the future run, I can choose the other two by default. I never would have pegged you as going for the dirty and sweaty type.
It was her tenacity that impressed me. She wanted to see that show so badly, she'd walk over an hour to make it.
That's pretty admirable.
And I guess she was pretty easy on the eyes, too.
Ha! I knew it! Zeke grins. We soon pull up to our usual spot, which is just a quiet area along the harbor. We discovered the 24-hour cafe after one of our late-night investigations. It was one of the only places open, and they made a damn good coffee. From then on, Zeke and I would come down, grab a coffee, and shoot the breeze. We followed through our unspoken pact and ordered our usual coffees. Then we settled into our spots on the nearby benches. I can't remember the last time we were here, but with how naturally we fall into our spots, it feels like no time has passed at all. We chat some more about what's going on in our lives. Zeke has been taking on lots of small contracts in an effort to grow his business and ends up traveling often for work. Of course, Mary has been supportive and has taken extra shifts at her own job to help ease the load. Her schedule is demanding too, so their biggest challenge is finding the time to spend together. It's nice to talk about these mundane things again. It feels like a glimpse of my old life. Connecting with Zeke again, I'm reminded of what Helen said and how unlikely her concerns are. Still, if I want to lay any doubts to rest, now would be a good time to bring this up. I forgot about what we chose back at. I think back with Helen, I think I chose the option to defend Zeke. So if that's the case, I'm gonna choose to tell Zeke, right? Since we defended him already, might as well just go all the way and tell him. Zeke is my buddy and we have each other's back. I have to let him know what Helen has been saying about him. Hey man, this is not a big deal, but I just need to clarify something, okay? Zeke puts down his coffee and nods, shifting his full attention to me.
What's up?
Well, Helen and I had a chance to catch up the other day, and she mentioned something about the investigation.
What did she say?
She brought up how she found Marcus and the discrepancies in his case correction numbers. He waves a hand dismissively.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking care of that.
Right. She did say you wanted to handle that alone. Is that true?
Yeah.
I blink. That was blunt and to the point. Well, we've been collaborating throughout this investigation. Is there any reason you're going solo on this? Zeke shifts uncomfortably and pauses, selecting his next words carefully.
Look, we've both known Helen for a long time, and I don't want to think badly of her. But when I was digging around for information, I stumbled upon some of her evidence numbers, and they don't add up.
So she's also a suspect? Wait, what? Well, what do you mean?
I think she might be tampering with evidence before it gets logged. There were some cases where she and I were on the scene together, and I remember what we found. What was logged into evidence did not match up with what was found at the scene.
You think she's been skimming evidence from crime scenes? Helen has always been a diligent worker. This accusation fully takes me by surprise. When did you discover this?
Recently. That's why I didn't want her to look into Marcus, just in case they're already working together. The only reason I haven't brought it up before is because I don't have any concrete proof, and I didn't want to spread any false rumors.
That last comment almost feels like a jab at Helen. Could she be pushing the blame onto Zeke to keep that... wait, what? Could she be pushing the blame onto Zeke to keep the heat off of herself? Or is it Zeke deflecting because he does have a secret that he doesn't want me or Helen to know about? Honestly, if we're talking about case correction numbers, I'm going with this, right? I want to go, yeah, let's go with, yeah, when in doubt, I'll choose the default option that we choose throughout this whole run. So, yeah, I think Helen is covering her tracks. Basically, is also supporting Zeke, which we are doing, which we kinda are doing from the start. Since we are defending Zeke, now we have to agree with Zeke. We're on Zeke's side in this one. Next run, we'll do the other if we chose that same option. Let's go with the second one. Zeke's honesty and forthcoming response about excluding Helen makes me believe that he's telling the truth. He found out something about her and wants to confirm it before confronting us, which is how he treated his past cases too. Zeke was always a firm believer that the story is in the evidence. So if you don't have evidence, you don't have a case. Whereas Helen was quick to accuse Zeke without anything more than a gut feeling. Why was she eager to point fingers? I think Zeke is onto something and there's more going on with Helen than we know. I need to act more cautiously moving forward. It might be a good idea to look into her myself too. What you're saying is shocking, but she has been acting strangely. You might be right.
I hope I'm not, but until we know for sure, we should be careful around her.
Yeah. Thanks for telling me. Zeke nods.
Of course. We look out for each other. It's how it was and how it will always be.
I nod. Zeke's phone rings, interrupting our conversation. He glances down and then quickly answers it.
Mary! Guess who is here with me right now?
I can only hear a muffled reply until Zeke whips the phone around to face me. I recognize the kind eyes and brightly colored hair. Mary always liked to change up her look with the most intense colors. She smiles broadly.
Well, there's a face I haven't seen in a long time. How are you?
Okay, I'm thinking this is a placeholder, but I don't know what MF supposed to stand. And yeah, I think Mary and the kids and Helen's kids, I think they also deserve some their own portrait, but I think they are too far out there, I suppose. Yeah, because I don't think they warrant enough to be a secondary character, so I don't think they were gonna put it, because I think most of the character portraits were already placed, so they already confirmed most of the stuff. The only thing the devs are doing is just optimizing some bugs and like the inconsistencies within the text and the lines. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue. Hi Mary, I'm good. How about you?
Busy. Which I'm sure you have been too, since you never come by anymore.
I know. My new gig has me traveling all around the systems now. I'm actually flying out again tonight.
I'm lucky he was able to make time for me.
Oh, well, then I'll have to catch you the next time you're in town. I need you here to keep an eye on this husband of mine. He's also traveling everywhere, getting up to no good.
Hey, I'm up to plenty good.
She winks and I chuckle. Will do. Zeke takes the phone back and finishes off his conversation with Mary before hanging up. Time to go back?
Yep, the wife demands it.
I should be getting back as well. It's almost time for the big debrief. He nods and we both get our feet.
Let me know when you're in town next, and we'll have you over for dinner. I know Mary would love to see you too.
Yeah, I'd love that.
If Celeste is feeling up to it, she should come too.
That'd be great. Zeke smiles.
We'll make it happen. Alright, let's get going. I'll drop you off.
Thanks. We return to the car and head back onto the roads. Zeke drops me off at the docks and at the dock and gives me a wave goodbye before driving off. I wave in return and then head to the ship. Gonna wait until this loads. Okay, I'm back just in time for the debrief, so I enter the Eidos and make my way towards the lounge. Luna and Vela are sitting on the couch chatting. They give me a quick smile before resuming their conversation, and I take my usual seat across from them. Kai shuffles in and sits beside me. Iris is the last to walk in, still halfway studying the tablet in her hands.
Great. Everyone is already here.
She looks at each of us and nods.
The next mission is pretty standard. We'll be picking up medical supplies from a group here in Polaris and taking them out to a Union station.
She looks at me and Kai.
We're going to make the pickup in open space, so I'll be counting on your help.
Huh? That's unusual.
And a pain in the ass for loading the cargo.
Is there a reason why?
Space station and planetary security has been extra vigilant lately in tracking smuggling runs. It's a miracle these guys can even get the goods to open space. If anything, this makes the mission easier for us.
Kai puts his hands behind his head.
Fair enough.
I've already sent the coordinates to your navigation system. Are there any other concerns with the mission?
The crew shakes their heads.
Okay.
She details the exact plan and finishes the meeting. Within minutes, we are starting our flight to the cargo pickup. It's a quick flight to the coordinates. I see the supply ship and we pull up so our loading bays are adjoined. Since we're out in the open, I also turn on our radar cloaking to avoid outside detection. Afterwards, Kai and I join the rest of the crew in the cargo bay to help with the load up. Once we're all stocked, we close our doors. Iris nods and we all break, heading back to our stations. Kai and I are walking back to the bridge when Iris catches up with us.
The other crew mentioned that the Polaris patrol ships are using advanced tracking systems. Our radar cloaking won't do much when we're on the move. With that being the case, let's map out a path that bypasses any major commuting hubs.
Kai nods, Iris looks at me.
That also means autopilot won't function well through uncharted space. So, you'll be earning your pilot's fee on this run.
Got it.
Good. Thank you.
Iris leaves and Kai and I both take our places on the bridge. I watch his hands move confidently over the controls. In moments, an erratic route shows up on my navigation screen. Nice doodle. Kai grins.
If it looks like an abstract painting, then chances are we're the only ones flying this way.
I chuckle. I can't argue with that logic. I do a quick final check, scanning our route once more, and then we take off. The next leg of our flight starts routinely and easily. For the most part, Kai's route seems to be doing the job. Not only have we avoided Polaris checks, but we've hardly seen any other ships at all on our radar. When we settle into the next stretch of straight flight, Kai opens one of his Crimson Ox scans from his stash. He offers one my way.
Want one?
I shake my head. Nah, I'm committed to the idea of a long life.
I'm just here for a good time.
He takes a large swig of the drink, and I think about how his good time attitude comes through in other areas of his life too. Does that line work for you and the ladies? He shakes his head, feigning disappointment in me.
Please, you've got to be more subtle than that. It's all about the illusion.
He exaggerates the last bit, and I laugh. That probably depends on the girl.
It works on every girl I've talked to.
He shrugs nonchalantly. That's a default option. You ever thought about trying a real relationship sometime?
My relationships feel pretty real to me.
Come on, you know what I mean by that? She chuckles.
For the right girl, I'd consider it. But I don't think a girl like that exists. And that's fine by me.
Hey, she might be out there. You won't know unless you spend enough time getting to know her. Kai laughs and like this. Wait, what? Kai laughs like this is the most absurd thing he's ever heard.
Ah, yes. Like one of those romance novels where the bad boy is tamed by the right girl and they live happily ever after.
Kai is being sarcastic, but I've spent enough time with him to tell he doesn't believe that's true. There's definitely more to his nonchalant attitude. Hey, it could happen. There's a large galaxy out here.
That's easy for you to say. You didn't have to search any further than the ship.
He has a point. The universe definitely pulled together to bring me my perfect girl right here. I'm not totally sure where Luna and I stand right now, but my feelings for her are getting stronger every day. But yeah, if the text keep stating this way, I'm guessing we're on the right track. But we're just not there yet in her route. We haven't defined anything yet. Kai laughs.
It's just a matter of time before you do. I've seen the way you two go off together. She doesn't treat anyone else the way she treats you.
Thanks, man. That being said, you can't compare relationships directly like that. There are so many factors to consider. If you ever want to settle down, the right girl will come along for you too. He nods.
Maybe you're right, but for the time being, I enjoy the freedom to do anything I want. I'm not thinking about her yet.
But if something happens? Kai grins.
That's a pretty big if, but you'll be the first to know.
I'll take it. The conversation lulls and we settle into a comfortable silence. The vast expanse of space in front of us is soothing, and we continue to fly through it at a good pace. When it comes time to shift our path again, I turn the ship. A blip appears on the radar and jolts us both into more alert positions. Oh no. Kai leans forward, inspecting the radar.
It's approaching us.
Raiders. He reaches into his pocket and grabs his phone just as Iris bursts through the door.
I was just about to call you.
A patrol unit just contacted me.
They both start talking at once, then stop.
We have no choice right now but to let them scan our ship. I'm asking Vela to spoof the cargo so it looks legitimate.
I'll stay on the controls, just in case. She nods and we wait. Oh, that's the patrol. So that's the patrol unit, right? Not the raider. Not the raiders, right? Soon Vela joins us on the bridge.
I've done what I can, but it will only trick standard issue sensors. The problem is I wasn't able to ID their hardware.
They may be using new advanced tech that hasn't been cracked yet.
That's my worry.
The room is eerily quiet as the blip on the radar eventually turns into a ship ahead of us. Coming into view is a sleek and well-equipped ship with advanced propulsion systems and special surveillance trackers. This is a recent model, and there are no known hacks to beat their scans.
We're not going to be able to trick their monitors, are we?
Vela shakes her head.
No way.
The ship hails for us to open comms and starts to scan on the Eidos. Iris looks at me.
Can you get us out of this?
The patrol ship has better gear, but I can try. You should all strap in. Do I need to make a scum save right here? Okay, this is the scum save must be here now, because this is just in case that we never actually got to Luna's route. I prepare our warp drive. Kai nods, giving me the signal that everyone is in position. I quickly punch in the commands and feel a surge of energy beneath me as the ship engine roars. We propel forward in a flash, and the patrol ship turning into a blur behind the streaks of light left in our wake. We still got a bit of distance before the warp is worn, so I push it further. Just as I check our monitor to confirm we've left trouble behind, the patrol ship comes back into view on the radar.
They've locked onto us.
We've already maxed out the warp.
Turn off all systems and diverge full power to the warp drive.
All our systems? That would be crazy.
Exactly, which is how I know they will do the same to keep up. Kai looks at Iris.
Do it.
When the power is reallocated over the maximum recommended capabilities, I grab hold of the warp controls. We jump forward again, and the ship vibrating as we push it past its limits and into overdrive. I reminded myself to breathe as I clock the sensors and hope we make it. Then just as quickly as it started, it's over. We come to a stop in an empty remote territory. The next few minutes are tense, but the Polaris ships don't follow us. They either didn't overdrive the warp system, or we made it out of Polaris space. Either way, we managed to shake them off. Vela lets out a sigh of relief.
I thought we were done for.
Kai nods towards me.
There was no asteroid belt, but that was pretty good.
Thanks.
Vela, what's the ship's status?
Oh, right. Let's see.
She taps on the console.
Eidos is completely out of juice and all our systems are off. We'll need time to regenerate our power bank.
That sounds about right.
Okay, let's run a full ship diagnostics to make sure nothing got damaged. Enable radar cloaking as soon as possible, followed by shields. We'll work our way through the rest of the systems after that.
Vela nods. Iris looks at me and Kai.
There's not much you can do right now with both nav and flight being down, so go get some rest. We'll take care of things until the power's back up again.
My heart is still pounding after our narrow escape, but I nod anyway.
After all that, a snack and a power nap would be nice.
Kai heads towards the kitchen, but I decide to return to my room. I know if I eat something now, it'll just take me even longer to sleep. Once I get into my room, I collapse on my bed. That last chase wore me out, and I fall right to sleep. Is this considered another day? I don't think so, right? Yeah, it's not even 40 minutes. There's a sharp knock on my door, followed by another. I assume it's not the next day. Yeah, but space we can't tell, but since we're still early on in the episode, might as well just continue. Yeah, it's not even like 40 minutes. Yeah. Slowly I blink open bleary eyes. Hello?
Sorry to wake you. Our radar has caught something, and I need you on the bridge.
Suddenly I'm wide awake. Be right there. I rush out of bed and pull on my clothes. Then I follow Iris back to the bridge. The radar shows a blip coming closer to us. Our radar cloaking is up, so why would anyone come out here in the middle of nowhere?
They might just be traveling to where our ghost ping would be, which is here.
Missing line. So she just read this second part. That's not good. I tap some buttons and scan their ship. It has no faction associated with it. I tap to zoom in our long-range camera and see a ship patchwork in a mismatch of scavenged parts. Every inch is covered in shields and weaponry. Immediately my stomach turns. Raiders. Iris nods.
That's what I thought too. Can we move?
I take control of the engines and turn them on. We start to move, but we can't accelerate to normal speeds, let alone outrun a ship. The blip on the radar is getting closer and closer, and I know they spotted us. The blood drains from my face when the raiders throw out hooks, and I scramble to see if there's any way we can block them. Iris rushes along with me, trying everything she can think of, but the Eidos is unresponsive. The hook clings onto our ship and the impact knocks me off my feet. Iris is the first to jump back to her feet and she rushes out of the bridge. Once I'm standing, I follow her all the way to the cargo bay. My heart pounding wildly. Dread chills my blood. We're about to get some very unwanted visitors. I feel like the loading sometimes indicates that this might be like another episode now. Like if you have early access, I feel like this part is like cliff-hanged. But since we have the full game now, I can't tell which point of the story we are at. We see the rest of the crew already inside.
Iris, I've already enabled the lockdown protocol, but with our defense systems and shields down.
Something hits and rocks the ship. It's a second hook pulling us towards the raiders.
Intrusions detected at the cargo bay door. I think that's where they plan to attack from. Raiders know all the weak spots on a cargo ship. We need to set up a barricade now to halt their assault.
Luna and Vela spring into action, pushing storage chests against the cargo doors. I pick up some crates with old ship supplies and join them, creating a stack. On the other side of the cargo bay, I hear muffled voices. The pirates have already pulled us close. Kai and Iris distribute earpieces and weapons from our ship's armory.
If we can hold them off just long enough to reactivate the warp drive, we can escape.
The sharp sting of burning metal fills our noses as a laser cuts against the cargo bay doors. We immediately take up defensive positions.
Get ready for suppressive fire.
A loud crack of metal and glass rings through the room as the pirates burst through the newly made opening and into our barricade.
Now.
We fire suppressive waves of shots which force the intruders to scramble for cover. Okay, let's make a scum save right here. The heat of their laser combined with the dust and smoke overwhelms the room, and it's hard to make out what is happening. I barely notice the orb flying through the air until it's right in front of me.
Grenade!
Dodge! I quickly move to the side and feel the grenade whir past me. Kai pulls Vela behind some boxes. She takes a kneeling position and covers her ears. Her eyes are squeezed shut. She slowly blinks them open when the wave subsides.
Are you okay?
I think so.
He nods solemnly and checks his gun, ready to return fire. Iris takes cover in time, but from the way she sways, she's still disoriented from the shock. There's a cracking static before Kai comes through my earpiece.
They're employing shock grenades. The raiders don't want to ruin our ship and cargo, but they're fine jostling us around.
He tries to stand, but his leg shakes and he buckles down next to Vela. He might have hurt his ankle. The raiders begin to rush in, but two precisely aimed taser shots shock the ones in front. The rest scurry for cover. I look around for the shooter and spot Luna. There's a ferocity in her eyes that I haven't seen before.
The barricade is lost and they'll be moving up soon. We need to reposition back.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with the text.
The barricade is lost and they'll be moving up soon. We need to reposition back.
Yeah, they accidentally put a second line here.
Regroup back. Kai and Vela first.
Kai leans on Vela for support and they shuffle back, while Iris, Luna, and I provide them cover fire. Once they're safely behind cover again, Kai props himself up onto the box and begins shooting. Iris nods to me.
Your turn.
I slip out of my cover, my team supporting me with rapid fire laser shots, but before I can get far, I hear a familiar metallic clang.
Shock grenade!
Throw it back! I take hold of the grenade. Brief. What are the options actually? Kick it, freeze, throw it back, do nothing, hold position. Yeah, kick it and throw it back kinda feels the same. I take a hold of a grenade, briefly feeling it tick against my hand before throwing it back towards the raiders. It explodes in the doorway. I hear the yells of the raiders before the shockwave throws me to the ground, vibrating the ship floors underneath me. Crates collapse around me and I struggle seeing through the debris. I wipe my eye and for the first time I see the raiders in plain view. There are a couple who are knocked prone from the blast, but the rest make their way into the ADOS. I turn looking for my crew. Iris is closest to me, unconscious under some boxes. A raider approaches her and aims his gun at her head. Even through the disorientation, I instinctively reach for my weapon, but a painful stomp on my wrist forces me to drop it. The same boot flies towards my head, connecting a red hot thud of pain. Brightness sparks across my eyes and I'm just aware enough to see the barrel of a gun aimed at my head. My heart races and my breathing comes in short gasps. I'm cornered. Is this the end? Suddenly a blade lodges itself into the raider's throat. I hear the choking of blood and feel the man sag. Holy heck. A mane of white hair leaps into my limited peripheral view and Luna extracts the blade. Without hesitation, she slides over towards Iris and removes the blade from the second unmoving body. I catch a glimpse of her face and her eyes are stony and cold. She looks almost mechanical. Holy heck. Edgy and dark. That's the first I've seen them do a CG like this. I can't remember if they ever did one in the past, but yeah, this is the first that they ever did something so violent. Is that really Luna? My head still throbs, distorting my vision, but my eyes focus in time to see a man sneak behind Luna and raise his gun. Insanely fast, she's already ducked underneath his shot and stabs him in the leg with methodical precision. He grunts in pain, doubling over. Luna removes the blade, flips it, and stabs him in the neck. As he falls, she grabs his gun before he hits the ground and shoots the second charging raider, but the gun clicks out of ammo. With ruthless efficiency, she throws it at the raider's head, knocking him off balance before closing the distance and thrusting the blade underneath his helmet visor. She moves through the room like a force of nature, almost too fast for me to follow, but she's quickly devastating our attackers. I still haven't made sense of it when I hear another grenade click. The shockwave jolts my head and my vision goes dark. Are we dead? No, right? When I wake up, my head is still pounding. It takes a few seconds for my vision to clear and the dizziness to fade. I groan, feeling the soreness from my muscles and back. I'm still lying on the floor. Suddenly I jolt upright. I need to find my crew. I look around me and take in a sharp breath. There are dead raiders all over. Some have bled out on the floor. Others are draped over crates. And there are still more in the loading area where they first blew through our barricade. I first spot Kai and Vela, who are both lying on the floor. My limbs burn as I move over, I sigh with relief to see they are still breathing. Both have strong pulse. Next I find Iris and quickly check her too. She also seems to be okay. I look around but can't find Luna anywhere. I stand up and scan the room again, searching for signs of Luna, before spotting a trail of blood leading out of the cargo bay. My heart beats fast. Is Luna hurt? I'm not sure whether this event is specifically tailored for Luna, because apparently... now we kinda have a... It feels like Luna was... It gives me assassin vibes. That is now turned doctor. So yeah, I feel like this event gives me like additional plot to a story, but maybe it's scripted that this scene would happen regardless if you're on her route or not. But we'll figure it out during the next. We'll know once we go on another run. But I feel like this particular moment where she solos an entire raider crew feels like this is specifically tailored to a route. I follow the trail to the next room over, the engine room. The door is shut, but I peer through the glass window and see Luna standing in the center with her back facing the door. She's covered in blood and clenches a knife. Immediately I shift back at the sight, wondering if my eyes are playing tricks on me. When I look again, I see the same silhouette. She stands perfectly still. Something is very wrong. I try the door, but it's locked. Luna? She doesn't stir. I'm about to knock when I hear shuffling come from behind me. Someone else has woken up, and I should make sure that they're okay. They'll probably be in shock. I step back inside the cargo bay and see Vela holding her head, her eyes still closed. Carefully avoiding the bodies on the floor, I move towards her and kneel beside her. Hey, you okay?
What? My head.
She must still be a little out of it.
We're still alive?
She opens her eyes and looks at me. I try to smile reassuringly. Yeah, we made it. She lets out a deep breath and looks around the room. Her eyes widen as she takes in the blood and the bodies.
What happened here?
I think about telling her what I saw Luna do before passing out, but I'm not sure how to start that conversation. I'm not entirely sure, but we need to see if everyone else is okay. Vela nods. She looks at Kai beside us and moves to wake him. Nearby, I hear some noise. That must be Iris. You check on him. I'll go check on Iris. She nods and I go kneel by my captain. Iris props herself up and groggily looks around. Hey, take it slow. You're just waking up. She furrows her brows before opening her eyes. She seems to have the same awareness I did. I see her eyes dart from me to Kai and Vela and back forth again.
Where's Luna? Is she okay?
She's unhurt.
Where is she?
She's locked herself in the engine room. A flicker of worry crosses her face.
That's concerning.
I nod. She's actually covered in blood too.
What?
I jump at Kai's outburst. I hadn't heard when he or Vela came over.
Is she okay?
No, it's not hers. Before I blacked out, I saw her killing the raiders. Vela shakes her head.
But Luna doesn't kill.
With our backs against the wall, I don't think she had a choice.
Regardless, she saved us. We should go check on her and take it from there.
We nod and follow Iris to the engine room. She looks inside. I'm waiting for the shock reaction, but Iris remains unwavering. She knocks gently on the door.
Luna, it's us.
Luna doesn't respond. And through the window I can see she's still in the same position I last saw her in. Iris reaches for the door handle. It's still locked. She looks at Vela and nods. Vela walks to the terminal and types on the keypad. After a moment of silence, the lock disengages.
We're coming in, alright?
Iris slides the door open and slowly moves towards Luna. Luna doesn't give any indication that she heard us. She remains still and keeps a firm grip on the knife.
It's okay now.
Iris is uncharacteristically gentle as she reaches for the knife tightly squeezed in Luna's hands.
Let's put this down.
Luna doesn't respond, but slowly and almost imperceptibly her grip on the knife loosens. Iris reaches for the knife and pulls it out of Luna's hands. The knife, handle and all, is covered in blood, some of which still drips on the floor when Iris sets it down beside her. I can't hear what Iris says next, but I do see Luna nod her head. Iris then walks up to us.
I'm going to stay here, but the rest of you should get everything cleaned up.
She looks at me.
Let's get in flight as soon as we can. We're still in danger just sitting here, and we'll need to dispose of our cargo.
I understand that she really means the raiders and nod. You've got it. Let's go. Vela and Kai turn back. I glance at Luna one more time before heading back into the cargo bay. Kai walks up to where the ship has connected to ours and explores the entryway to their side.
It looks like they've modified it. Vela, can you take a look at these wires?
Vela steps up and investigates it too.
It's a trap. It'll blow up if we open it.
I've read reports that raiders frequently do this to their own vessels. If they aren't getting back to their ship, no one else is either. Vela shifts uneasily.
Then we really need to get this disengaged.
You could say that again.
I nod. We move quickly, removing the bodies from our ship and dislodging the connected tube. Vela welds our door back together while Kai and I clean up as much blood as we can. Soon we hear a beeping. Vela checks her tablet and announces we finally have enough energy for regular flight operations. Remembering Iris's instructions, Kai and I return to the bridge so we can get the ship moving. We go through the launch sequence and the Eidos roars to life. Kai lets out a deep breath once we're in motion. Our ship is once again functional on all fronts, and as we fly, we fall back into a more normal rhythm. I breathe in deeply and slowly let it out.
I've never seen her like that before.
I feel like it's not specifically tailored to a route. I feel like this is actually still part of the script. Like, it's like, even though if we're not pursuing her, we'll get to know more about Luna regardless. Yeah. I'm guessing this scene is what will finally advance her to like come to a resolution with her route. So that's why we never got together with her during the beach scene. I'm expecting us to get together in the beach scene. I thought I messed it up, but apparently there's more to a story to at least resolve before concluding her route. Kai's voice is soft. His worry is palpable. Neither have I. He shakes his head. We're both still in disbelief. There's definitely more to her than she lets on. He scoffs lightheartedly.
Now I know for sure she's not just a doctor.
I saw her fighting just before I blacked out. And I haven't even seen Special Forces operatives with that much precision and skill.
She took out all of those raiders by herself. There's no amount of conventional training that could prepare one person to do that.
Has she ever talked about her past before becoming a doctor? He thinks on the question for a moment.
Nah, but we're all mercenaries for a reason, right?
He's right. We all have secrets, and I don't need to know her whole story to appreciate what she did for us. We're alive because of her. Whatever it is, I'm glad she's on our side.
Me too.
The door to the bridge slides open and Iris steps through.
How is she?
She's better now. I got her out of the engine room and she's gone to clean herself up.
I can't imagine she's taking any of this easily.
No, not yet. We're going to take it slowly.
It's been driving me crazy that I haven't been able to check on her. Hey, would it be okay if I go see her myself? Iris nods.
Yeah, of course. I'm not sure if she's ready for anyone yet, but you can try.
Yeah, I think this is the part that we can visit her, that we can go see her if we are on her route. Otherwise, we won't be able to do this, right? Thanks. I transfer the flight control to Kai and head towards Luna's room. When I get to her door, I knock politely. Luna? I wait for a moment, but she doesn't answer. I lean my ear towards the door and listen for any movement inside. Nothing. I turn and head further down the hall where I can hear the shower running. That must be her. Since Luna is busy, I turn around and return to the cockpit. Iris and Kai, okay, so yeah, it doesn't matter whether we're on her route or not, she's in the shower. Iris and Kai both look worried as I sit down and return to my seat.
Did you talk to her?
No, but I could hear the shower running.
That's a good sign at least.
Yeah, I'll check on her in a little bit. Kai nods.
Whatever you need.
I appreciate the crew being understanding of my concern for her. Iris glances at Kai.
Can you confirm that we're out of Polaris territory?
Kai checks the navigation map and nods.
Looks like it. We shouldn't get any more Polaris visitors.
So a commuter hub route should be safe.
Kai nods.
Good. Let's reroute and get this cargo dropped off.
Kai and I nod, and Iris leaves the bridge. With everything on my mind, this is going to be one long flight. As I settle back into flying, Kai reroutes our path. Now that it's quiet, I suggest that Kai should rest if he wants, which he gratefully accepts, and he exits the bridge. I prefer to be alone right now. My thoughts are still so jumbled that I won't be able to sleep for a while. I'm still replaying the events in my mind when I receive a message ping. Luna sends out a notification requesting everyone to meet in the lounge. I think she's finally ready to talk. Although I'm relieved to hear from her, I'm nervous about what she's going to say. I can't ignore what happened in the cargo bay, and it has forced me to realize that I actually know very little about Luna and her past. After a deep breath, I activate the autopilot and make sure everything is all set. Our radar cloaking is fully operational again, so we won't get another unexpected surprise. I exit the bridge and make my way through the corridor until I reach the lounge. My teammates sit quietly on the couches. Iris and Bela sit together on one side, so I slip into the empty seat near Kai. Luna sits alone in one of the chairs. At a glance, she looks like her old self again, although there's a new uncertainty about her. It's hard to imagine the violence that happened so recently.
You are looking much better, Luna. Are you okay?
Luna nods.
I'm doing well now, thanks. How are you all? I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to check up on everyone.
So that's why her eyes will like dim out in like the scenes before. Yeah, so now most of everything makes sense now. It's not just her, and that's just like her own unique detail because yeah, she's also kind of badass, not gonna lie. But yeah, the way she was in the engineering room with her eyes blank, yeah. Yeah, basically that's kind of after the shock kind of wears off, the adrenaline wears off, and then she just like stands there menacingly.
I was preoccupied.
Thanks to you, we're totally fine. We just want to make sure you're okay too.
That's very kind. Especially since by now you've all realized that I haven't been completely honest with you about my past.
Luna turns her gaze for a moment, composing herself. Afterwards, she looks each of us in the eye.
For that, I'm very sorry.
I take it you... Is this how I suppose... Is it an extra error? I take it you haven't always been a doctor. She smiles wryly.
That's correct.
Her smile drops and she takes a deep breath.
In my past, I was part of an organization that specialized in covert operations. It was a secret program where the mission objectives varied from time to time, but our primary focus was on
Assassinations?
neutralizing our marks.
Yep. Silence reigns as her words sink in. That explains a lot. What the hell is this? Default to the second option? I don't know. Luna must be joking, right? This sounds like something you'd only find in movies. Wait, are you trying to tell us you were basically an assassin? No, duh, Sherlock! Okay, I chose that option, so I'm just being a dumbass right now.
I prefer not to use that word, but I suppose it is an accurate comparison.
That's so wild! What the heck am I saying right now? I don't think I used the right tone for that, but yeah. Whatever I'm saying is kind of stupid right now. It's almost too crazy to believe, but there isn't a trace of playfulness on Luna's face. I know she's telling us the truth. Kai shakes his head, bewildered.
That's a lot to take in.
I know.
What exactly was this secret program?
We were an off-the-books experimental division meant to serve the Union. The nature of our objectives were never clear to us. We were meant to follow orders and make certain our missions were successful.
And that secrecy towards objectives, was that the same towards your marks?
Yes.
Luna speaks through gritted teeth. I can tell she's uncomfortable talking about this, but she seems determined to tell us everything.
I would only get a name and location. All information was shared on need-to-know basis.
How long did you do this?
For as long as I can remember.
Although her voice is soft, there's a hardness in her eyes. Even this small shift in expression makes her feel like a different person. I can understand why she's so reluctant to talk about her past and resurface these memories. They clearly weren't happy times.
I only got out when the organization was burned and the project terminated.
Whoa, they were burned? What happened? Luna shakes her head.
I don't know. The whole facility was raided. And in the chaos, I barely managed to escape. Everything I knew was gone in an instant. Luckily, I met Mira soon after.
That's who trained you in medicine.
Missing
Yes.
line, I suppose. Luna's demeanor softens at the mention of her mentor.
She was a doctor who found me when I was hurt and treated my wounds. I had no attachments and no understanding of the world. I must have been really difficult to get along with. Regardless, she took me under her wing and taught me everything she knew. She showed me that I could do good and help people instead of hurt them. And that's why I chose to follow in her footsteps and become a doctor myself.
A noble cause.
Wait, but if you gave up fighting, then why did you choose to join a mercenary crew?
It's a little complicated, but ultimately, I didn't have a lot of options. Because our operation was never supposed to exist, It meant I never existed either. Mira and I were in the process of fixing that. Unfortunately, she passed away before that process was completed. Becoming a mercenary was the only way I could apply my training as a doctor.
I went through the same conundrum after my tarnished reputation. Mercenary work just made the most sense. I imagine for Luna, she had even fewer choices available. It must have been difficult to adjust with your environment constantly changing. Luna looks at me thankfully.
Yes, that's why I set some rules to keep myself on track.
Like the no guns thing?
She nods.
That is a part of it. But I promised myself that I would never take another life again. Even in this line of business, there is always an option which doesn't resort to killing.
This explains why Luna is such a big proponent of diplomacy as a default.
And that was going well. Until it wasn't.
I don't know why that's funny. Shit. I'm an ass right now. Yeah, it was going well until it wasn't. That's like every single crime scene investigation shows. Her face clouds and she glances down.
I'm sorry again for hiding who I was. I know it may be asking a lot, but I hope you can all forgive me.
Luna's past is shocking. If she'd be upfront about what she was, I can't pretend that wouldn't have altered my perception of her, which is exactly what she wanted to avoid. That being said, it's not like I have discussed my IAP investigation with my team either. I can't blame Luna for wanting some privacy. Default to the second option. You jumped in during a critical moment and saved all of our lives. I'd say you don't need to ask for forgiveness when we should be giving you our thanks. Luna is caught off guard.
You aren't upset that I hid this from you?
I shake my head. I know you had our best interests at heart. Luna smiles softly.
Thank you for saying that.
She glances worriedly at my other teammates.
We are all entitled to our privacy. If I had any concerns, they would have been addressed during hiring. We brought you on for your medical expertise, and you've been a great doctor to us.
Yeah, what Iris said. You've obviously gone through some crazy stuff. It's no wonder you didn't want to talk about it. I wouldn't either.
Willa shifts over to Luna and envelops her in a hug.
You're a part of this team, Luna. No matter what.
Thank you. Your forgiveness means a lot to me.
When the hug is over, Luna softens into a smile, the relief evident on her face.
I'm grateful we were able to clear the air, but I still think I need some time to sort through my thoughts.
Take all the time you need.
Thank you. I'm feeling a little bit tired, so I'd like to rest for now.
Iris nods.
That's a good idea. We should all get some rest while we can.
Luna is the first to stand, which signals the rest of us to disperse. I head back to the bridge while the others return to their respective rooms. We're still on course to our destination and we should soon arrive on the planet. I try to remain focused, but my thoughts keep drifting to Luna. I can't imagine the type of life she had growing up. The missions aside, it sounded like a very cold and lonely environment. I'm glad she found her way to Mira, who showed her the warmth of family, and I hope we've been able to share some of that same sentiment too. Eventually, Kai relieves me for my break and continues the journey. I take my much needed rest and rejoin him when we near the planet. You know what? Let's move on, because there's no clear. Well, I'm pretty sure this is like a clear indication that we went to bed, but I wanna have a written kind of text that says we went to bed. As soon as we're only like an hour and 10 minutes. I wanna progress and see what else can happen. As soon as we gain clearance, I guide the ship into a gentle landing. Yeah, let's make this a longer episode as well. If we can, that is. Kai and I stay with the ship to help with the docking procedures while Iris, Luna, and Vela drop off the cargo. We work in a comfortable silence. Everything that needed to be said has already been shared, and neither one of us feels much like talking. The girls soon return and we meet in the cargo bay.
The cargo was unharmed and the drop-off was a success, which means we've all earned ourselves some credits and a break.
She punches a few buttons on her tablet.
I've distributed the funds into everyone's accounts, so I hope you all enjoy your time off. We'll fly out as soon as the ship is prepared and we have our next mission.
We respond with a chorus of thank you.
Oh yeah, the thrill of payday never gets old.
Kai quickly checks his accounts and grins. He shares a look with Vela.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
She matches his grin.
Gravity jumping?
Gravity jumping.
Heck yeah!
All right.
Kai glances at me.
You in, hotshot?
I can already feel my stomach turning. Thanks, but I think I'll sit this one out.
Suit yourself. Come on, Vela, let's go.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Kai hurries off and Vela darts after him. I see Iris turn to leave, but Luna catches her.
Iris, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
Oh, should I go?
No, it's okay. You can stay.
She turns back to Iris.
Now that the mission is over, I wanted to ask if I could take a few days of leave.
Just checking, but you're coming back, right? Luna nods, giggling.
Yes, this would be a temporary leave. I'd like to go home for a little bit to clear my head.
Of course. When the Eidos is ready to fly again, we can drop you where you need to go.
Luna shakes her head.
Thank you, but that won't be necessary. We're already in the Union, and my home planet is nearby. I can easily arrange transportation.
Oh, I was thinking, is this a coincidence? Her planet is the one we're on? Okay, never mind. It's nearby, so sure.
As you wish. Then we'll wait here for your return.
Well, I guess space travel is fast. It might take just a few minutes, so... Or maybe a few hours in terms of like technology just to get there. But yeah, that kind of checks off.
If you have another mission, I'll understand if you need to take it.
Iris shakes her head and smiles.
We'll wait for our doctor.
Luna matches a grin.
Thank you.
I feel uneasy leaving Luna alone by herself. What if something happens again while she's feeling vulnerable? What? What if something happens again while she's still feeling vulnerable? Who'll be there to support her? Let me come with you, Luna. She blinks. You can show me your hometown and... You can show me your hometown and all of your favorite spots. I glance at Iris. I mean, assuming it's okay for me to take the time off too. Iris nods.
Since we're in between missions, it's not a problem.
I nod my thanks and look back to Luna. So, can I tag along? After a moment, Luna smiles.
Sure. It'd be nice to have some company.
Great!
I'll let the team know of the slight change of plans.
Cool. Then I go pack and can we meet? Then I go pack and can we meet back here?
Sounds good.
After a final nod, I head up the stairs and make my way back to my room. I quickly throw my essentials into a bag and zip it up. My heart is racing as fast as my mind. A part of me didn't expect Luna would want me to join, but I'm glad she did. Now I can't stop wondering just what I'll walk into. What does the hometown of an ex-operative turned doctor look like? I don't want to keep her waiting for too long, so I shake off my questions, grab my bag, and hurry out of my room. I cross through the corridor and step downstairs into the cargo bay, where she is already standing by the doorway. I hope I didn't keep you waiting. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. Okay, now is the Luna route scenes. Yeah, the previous part about her being an assassin is basically regardless of whether you're on a route or not. It's basically scripted. She shakes her head and smiles.
Nope. You have perfect timing.
Yeah, her past, knowing about her past is probably, we'll know her past like one way or another, so that's probably like part of the main plot. So yeah, I'm guessing if we end our story at like if we end the story after we accepted the bribe, yeah, we wouldn't even have known, or maybe we will know one way or another, but yeah, we won't know for sure. Luna has packed light as well, only carrying a small bag.
Should we get going?
I nod. Since we're at the docks, we don't have to go far to secure a transport that is already headed to our destination, the planet Neoma. Luna handles the logistics since she's familiar with where we're going, and soon enough we both climb aboard a small passenger vessel. She's quiet during the short flight and spends most of her time gazing at the stars. I wonder what she's thinking, but I don't feel like talking in this cramped ship either. Eventually, we reach our destination and slide out of the vessel straight into a private shuttle, which takes us directly to Luna's house. Unlike its neighbors, the fence is weathered and could use a fresh coat of paint, and the lawn is overgrown. It's obvious this place has been empty for a while.
Here we are. Home sweet home.
A little tender loving care and it'll be as good as new. Yeah, default second option. Not yet. Luna raises a brow.
Not yet.
With a new coat of paint and a freshly mowed lawn, this home will indeed be sweet. I agree and Luna smiles. Is this where you grew up? She nods.
This is where I lived with Mira. It's a shame to see the house in this state, but it's been in probate ever since her passing. She had no descendants or any other living relatives.
Well, you're technically, but not legitimately, right? She didn't adopt you or anything. What about you? Yeah.
According to the government, I don't exist.
Oh, of course. I remember Luna mentioning that before. They were still working on getting Luna's papers when her mentor passed.
Neither of us knew our time together would be cut short.
She smiles sadly. Then she begins shuffling around in the hedges and old flower pots. What are you doing?
Looking for this.
Spare key. Holding an old key, she spins. Whoa, this lock has a manual lock? Oh wait, everything's so high tech that a manual lock is so like out of place now? Okay, just how is the technology in this world?
We'd had complications with the biometric locks in the past, so Mira installed a manual lock as a precaution in case it ever happened again.
Circling around the back, Luna inserts the key into the back door and turns it. There is a satisfying click.
Which is lucky for us.
Slowly, she pushes the door open and we enter a small utility room, which connects into a hallway that opens into the living room. As I look around, the house looks normal. There's a couch which faces the TV set and a coffee table that still has oatmeal scattered on it. Photos and knickknacks sit along the windowsills, showcasing memories and travels. Other than the layer of dust blanketing each surface and the cobwebs in the corners, there's no indication that this house is uninhabited. It's cozy and comfortable, and I can easily understand Luna's fondness for her home. I sneak a closer look at the photos. Most of them show Luna and Mira smiling together, although there are a few which are just of Luna. She looks so young and happy. As I've been taking it all in, Luna strides directly to the stairway. Are you looking for something?
Yes, but it's downstairs.
I follow behind Luna and head down the transition that the lights turn on, albeit slowly. I follow behind Luna and head down into a half-finished basement, which was clearly used as a storage room. There are boxes of outdated electronics and even an old mattress. Most surprisingly are the number of boxes of old clothes, most of which are labeled as Luna's. I expected to see more medical supplies or a doctor's bag, but the items are all personal. Mia really worked hard to make sure the house was not an extension of a hospital. Luna digs around, moving boxes until she reaches an unlabeled nondescript box hidden in the back door.
Here it is.
She crawls over and pauses. I settle next to her. The small knit in her eyebrows gives away her worry. She's reluctant to even touch the box. What's in it?
Everything from my old life. After Mira took me in, I packed it all away to forget my past. But given how things turned out, I don't think I can just ignore it anymore.
I nod. I'm here if you need me. She nods, and after taking a deep breath, Luna finally opens the box. Packed inside is her old uniform and an assortment of tools and weaponry. One by one, she slowly takes the items out. The uniform is damaged, most likely from Luna's escape, but the woven polymers look like something out of a comic. It's stronger than our bulletproof vest from IAP, and it's riddled with bullets and with bullet imprints and tears. Luna was lucky she was wearing this. Any normal protection would not have been enough to keep her alive. Weapons are all unknown to me. However, they look like advanced prototypes. I haven't seen these in any weaponry databases.
You wouldn't have. They were specifically developed for this program and kept hidden. Each piece was a unique creation for the user, and these weapons became an extension of us.
Luna's expression hardens.
Whether it was us or the gear, we were all just tools for destruction.
What do you mean?
It's how the organization saw me and the others in the program. We weren't supposed to think, and we weren't supposed to feel. We had one purpose, and that was to obey orders and carry out missions.
Seeing all of these items in person, it hits differently than just hearing Luna talk about what she did. This is very real and tangible. It's not just stories. At the very bottom of the box is an old laptop. Was this your old computer? She shakes her head.
We did not have personal items. I swiped this computer from the lab to gain more intel before escaping. But then I met Mira.
Mira Lawson. Yeah. Not sure if they will re-record some lines with like missing last names. But either that or they'll just remove the last name altogether.
After that, all I wanted to do was forget about the past. So the laptop was packed away with the rest of my things. I do wonder what's on here though.
Curious, Luna searches for an outlet and plugs a charger into the laptop before booting it up. Surprisingly, it turns on. And I'm surprised this place can still get electricity with no bills being paid toward. I'm not sure how they do with like for a house that is like what? In probate? Is that the word? Yeah. But apparently we can still use electricity. I'm expecting they cut it off or something. I peer over Luna's shoulder and read the screen. There are files and files of details about the program. Amaris? Luna nods.
That was the name of our unit. And as I later found out, the title of this initiative.
I continue scrolling. Project Amaris began as a research program from a biochemical lab to develop a cure for fatal genetic disorders, but the project failed. At least that's the official story. In actuality, although no cure was discovered, there was still a breakthrough. The genetic modifications were successful in enhancing an individual's mental and physical capabilities, so the project continued in secrecy with a new objective: to create super soldiers. There are additional reports in here if I want to continue reading. Well, let's go through every single one. Read about Amaris' specimen creation processes. I opened the report on how Amaris created their super soldiers. They began with specimens grown in the lab and then injected their developed serum. For most, the serum had an adverse effect, diminishing strength instead of enhancing. Within thousands of test subjects, only a handful successfully adapted the serum into their biology, and it significantly heightened their physical and mental capacities. The successful move forward into a rigorous training program, while the failures were discarded. Wait, did it disappear or did it just reappear? Oh wait, I think it's different. Oh wait, they didn't disappear. So let's go to the next one. Read about Amaris mission objectives. The report is a list of tasks delegated to the Amaris team. I thought most of the list would be hit jobs and espionage based on yesterday's discussion with Luna, but she obviously toned it down for a lot of us. The other objectives include intimidation, kidnapping, blackmail, and destabilization, among a lot of others. There is even one listed as information extraction, the definition of which makes my stomach turn. Read about successful Amaris candidates. As I continue reading, there are documents that outline the training regimen. Beginning as children, these super soldiers had every second of every day accounted for. From learning to physical conditioning to sleep, their meal times and break activities were also scheduled. There was no opportunity or need for these super soldiers to make any decisions. They were truly trained to be living tools. And that's enough for now. We can only go with this as well. Wait, what? Is this the same? Everything is the same, right? Why are these two the same? Not sure if this is a bug or not. I'll just make a screenshot about this, because I'm not sure whether if I will miss some text or not. Let me just make a post about that then. I don't know whether this... Can I make a print screen here? Yeah. Yeah, I made a screenshot for now. How long we've been? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I think this is the option we can choose for now. I glance at Luna. Her expression remains stony. This was your life? She nods. I puff out a breath. Wow, that's intense. I had an idea of what to expect after you shared your story yesterday, but it didn't prepare me for all of this. Luna smiles wryly.
I'm sure you can see why this isn't something you can bring up in casual conversation.
Default second option? Given the conditions, I'm surprised your team didn't rebel.
Our life was all we had ever known and all we thought there was. We had nothing to rebel against because that was just the way things were.
I guess the manipulation and brainwashing ran wait, what? I guess the manipulation and brainwashing ran pretty deep.
Sadly, it did.
For all the information these documents shared, it didn't actually share much in terms of who or what or why. That information must have been even more classified than what's on this computer. How much did you know about the organization? She shakes her head.
Nothing. We were only told that we were the necessary force to keep the Union strong. So everything we did was for the betterment of the Union.
I'm not gonna be surprised if they actually secretly made another covert ops, but That's a potential. That's something whether if they wanna include later on in the story, but I don't think they would mention it anymore. Because yeah, so far we never met any of the cartel members that was supposedly chasing Kai. But I'm pretty sure like each encounter we have is like if each encounter is like I mentioned in the Planet Axari, if we mention something that is resembly close to a situation, we won't be experiencing it twice, right? So in this case, Luna's past and how she solos an entire raider crew is basically a showcase of her. So I don't think we will be encountering any other similar situations in the future. Of course they tell you that there won't be objections if people think what they're doing is for the greater good. Luna nods. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there won't be any. Hopefully there isn't, but yeah, if they add it in, I feel like it's redundant in my opinion. But if they do add it in, that means more plot. More content, I suppose.
Eventually, the program must have been discovered by an outside party. I believe they also came across the history of the program, creation processes, and mission logs.
Like we did. She nods again.
And I assume that's why there was a call for a full burn notice. Not just for me and my team, but everyone involved in the project.
My gut turns. It's already bad enough when you're burned as an individual. A full cleanout is especially brutal. It's really amazing you were able to escape.
Yes, but barely.
She smiles wryly.
Ironically, it's the skills they taught me that kept me alive during the whole process.
It makes sense. Those who weren't so specialized weren't so lucky. But Luna wasn't the only super soldier. What about your team? If you managed to escape due to your expertise, does that mean the people from your team also had a chance? Luna glances down.
I'm not sure. I never heard from them.
You could track. Wait, what? Which is the better option here? Yeah, this is probably the. Not sure which is the better option. I want to go for this to see whether she will like make visits to a former team, I suppose. Have you ever thought about looking for them?
I did, but I wanted the dust to settle first. I didn't want to make it easy to find any of us. Staying apart was the best solution.
Missing line here. I nod. It probably still is.
I came to the same conclusion, especially after I decided to put my past behind me.
Learning all of this has really opened my eyes to Luna and what she's been through. I can't imagine going through what she did and still managing to come out the other side. I can understand why you want to move on. Surviving the burn notice is one thing, but surviving all those missions takes a lot of strength. It must have taken a big toll on you.
The scary thing is, it didn't. Not at the time. Back then, I only knew that I had to complete my missions. I never thought about who I was targeting or why.
She turns away, unable to look at me.
Since we were told what we did was good for the Union,
I assumed all of my targets must have been enemies. People who were actively harming the Union. But after escaping, everything changed. And I'm not so sure anymore. I carried out those missions without actually understanding why I was doing them. I don't even know who was really behind Project Amaris or what we were fighting for.
Okay, that's how you pronounce it. Her voice wavers, growing thick. I can't see her face, but I hear the emotion welling inside her.
What if my targets were actually innocent people? It's clear that Project Amaris was built on lies. And I did so many terrible things and hurt so many people.
Her voice breaks and she takes a shuddering breath.
I don't know if I'm allowed a second chance after what I've done.
Luna has kept these feelings bottled up for so long. It breaks my heart to see all the pain she's been hiding beneath her smile. And I wish I can take that pain away. Yeah, I feel like everything isn't, there's no hints here. Yeah, all of this sounds about right, but there's no wrong answer here. I suppose. The fact that you're remorseful and questioning about what you did shows that you're compassionate. And someone who only wants to hurt others won't know what compassion is.
I wasn't compassionate when I did all those things, though.
I think you still were. Because I bet if you weren't ordered to complete a mission, you never chose to hurt anyone on your own. Luna pauses, thinking.
I suppose that is true.
You are not the same person you used to be. And you can't judge your past self through your current lens. You need to keep pushing forward. Otherwise, you'll always be haunted by your memories.
I've tried to move forward and forget it all. But the past always has a way of returning.
You don't have to forget. You just have to find a way to forgive. You can't change who you were, but you can take that experience and use it to be who you want to be. What you do now and the decisions you make are based on all of your past experiences, both good and bad. And as you get more experiences, you'll continue to grow and change. And no matter who you are or who you become, you'll still be Luna, and someone who I trust.
And what if this Luna becomes dangerous?
She won't.
How do you know?
Because this Luna centers all of her decisions around kindness and compassion. She cares about being a good person and shows empathy to both strangers and friends. She doesn't want to hurt others, so she'll work as hard as she can to make sure she sticks to that. Finally, Luna raises her head and meets my gaze. Although her eyes are glassy with tears, her lips curl into a soft smile.
Is that really how you see me?
I nod,
Even after everything you've learned?
especially after learning everything, because now I know what you've had to overcome. I truly admire the person you are today. Her smile grows.
That's really kind of you to say.
It's all true. She takes another deep breath before letting it out and dabs at her face.
I know this is a lot to take in, but I really appreciate you being here with me and being such a patient listener.
I'm here for you whenever you need me. Once again, she smiles and she gestures to the box.
I think I've had enough of this stuff for a while now. How about you?
Yeah. Luna pushes the box out of view, accidentally knocking it into one of the nearby stacks. The topmost box teetered dangerously before toppling over. Luna catches it mid-air and places it safely on the floor.
Oops!
Nice catch!
Thanks.
I read the label which says Luna's Journey. What's in there?
I don't know.
She opens it and removes a tablet. Unfortunately, a large crack splits the screen. Do you know what's on it?
No. I wonder if it still works.
She powers the tablet on. Although the screen is dark, we hear voices laughing in conversation. Luna gasps.
That sounds like Mira. But I don't recognize who she's talking to.
Do you have a monitor or something we can connect to?
Perhaps the TV upstairs?
It's worth a try. Luna leads the way upstairs and I follow her into the living room. We rummage around for a connecting cable and luckily find one hidden in a desk drawer. Once the tablet is connected, a laughing face flickers onto the TV. There's a woman with messy hair and humble clothes. The corners of her eyes crinkle with kindness, and her face is lined with years of laughter and smiles. There's a few other people in the video, one of whom I recognize instantly. Luna is laughing along with her mentor. Although her hair is shorter and her features more youthful, she has the same cheery smile. It looks like this is Mira's birthday party. Luna brings out a delicious strawberry cake, the surface of which is covered entirely with candles. I wish there's a CG for this. This could be a potential CG art here. Mira rolls her eyes at the ridiculous cake but kisses Luna on Luna's forehead in thanks. She pauses to make a wish and then blows out the candles. As everyone claps, the candles flicker back to life. Mira gasps in surprise. Luna breaks down into a fit of giggles, and as she watches Mira blow them out again and again. Each time the candle would reignite. Finally, Mira gives up and laughs along with the younger Luna. Beside me, Luna giggles softly.
I remember this. I found trick candles and decided to prank Mira on her birthday. She was so surprised.
You two must have had a lot of fun together. She nods. We find a blanket in a basket of old clothes and settle onto the couch together. Luna's gaze is glued to the TV as the next video plays. This time it's Luna's birthday, and Mira has a trick up her sleeve. Luna smiles along the woman on the screen, an action that's muscle memory, but there's a soft sadness in her eyes. She must miss her man. Wait, what? Oh, this is the one next to her, next to us, not the one in the TV. She must miss her mentor very much. I hope these memories bring her some comfort. The sound of voices is soothing, and I feel nostalgic myself. I'm not sure how many videos we end up watching, but my eyes are heavy and droopy. A sudden drop of weight in my lap grabs my attention. Luna rests on me, eyes closed and breathing softly. She must have fallen asleep. Carefully, I pull the blanket so it fully covers her body. As I listen to the gentle rhythm of her breathing, it isn't long before I fall asleep too. Yeah, this also can be a potential CG as well, depending on which one they choose, but apparently there's a better one I feel like there will be a good one upcoming, but I don't know when that will happen though. When I wake up and nestle in a warm hug, a smile spreads across my face as I snuggle deeper into the black blanket. Hold on, a blanket? My eyes blink open as I take in the space around me. I'm still in Mira's living room, but the TV is off. Luna is nowhere to be found, and her blanket is now tucked around me. I can't help but grin. Chuckling to myself, I shimmy out of the blanket. I should go look for her. Is this a good time to end? Yeah, I'm guessing we'll take a break right here, and I'm guessing we'll continue. How do I put it? We'll continue Luna's. I'm not sure how to put what we're doing right now, but yeah, I guess we'll continue with Luna's visit back to her home. What she's gonna do next in the next episode. So to recap, I literally forgot the entire thing. So I think we went to the hospital to say goodbye to Celeste, but we met Zeke on the way. So after visiting Celeste, we hung out with Zeke for a while. Discussing what our plans will be regarding the investigation, and Zeke thinks that Helen is a bit suspicious, but regardless, that's all we did. But basically, we still don't know who is we still don't know who is actually the culprit. Maybe we don't know whether Zeke or Helen had a part in our dismissal, but we can't know that for sure. But anyway, we just like letting each other know. But after that, when we receive our mission, we fly off. But we were hailed by a Polaris patrol ship, but we warp drive out of there. But however, we ran out of batteries, and that's where we encounter raiders. luckily for us, Luna goes into assassin mode and wipes out the entire crew herself, apparently. And that leads to a chain of events that lets us learn about her past. And now we ended up at her former mentor's home, former home. So yeah, we'll continue what she's up to in the next episode. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Stay safe and have a great day. Bye bye.